Governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborewori, is considering the introduction of drug testing as a prerequisite for students seeking admission into higher institutions of learning in the state. He suggested this during the launch of a statewide campaign to combat drug abuse and the use of illicit substances in schools. Ikenna Amechi has more.
Drug abuse prevalence in Delta State among 15 to 64 years stands at 18%, that's according to the Director General of the NDLEA. The drug abuse campaign was flagged off at the Unity Hall of the Government House, where Governor Sheriff Oborewori and other stakeholders, including Commandant of the NDLEA in Delta State, emphasized on reversing the ugly trend of consumption of illicit drugs, especially among young people. The target is secondary school students.
Starting from secondary school across the state, the drug-free Delta campaign will also be mounted in all institutions of higher learning. Like the commander of NDLA earlier said, I'm going to report back to His Excellency on the use of those drug testing kits to be a prerequisite in admitting our students into the higher institution.
And this is the time for you now to work towards achieving that dream. And the best way to do it is to stay away from drugs and remain focused.
The theme of the campaign is No Drugs, Healthy Living for a Greater Future. And the organizer, the State Orientation and Communication Bureau, intends to take the campaign to some selected secondary schools in Delta State.
So the areas that we have identified as red points, some of these schools, that is the school we are visiting. And as we go along we want to establish the WADA club, in those schools who are against drug abuse.
We hope that Delta State will be a better place and there will be higher human capacity development and will save our children and our young from a wasted future.
For these students in attendance, the campaign is a good initiative, especially seeing some of their schoolmates ruined by drug abuse.
So my schools here, they abuse drugs, and actually I'm the head boy, senior prefect of my school, so I've reported to the principal, and some of them are being expelled and also treated.
I have to tell them the effect of drugs, first of all, and the damages that it does to us.
In the coming days, personnel of the Delta State Orientation and Communication Bureau, alongside the NDLEA, will begin the sensitization tour to appeal to students to shun drug abuse. Ikenna Amechi, TVC News, Asaba.